Hello, this is Noreen Crone-Findlay, and my website is www.cronefindlay.com. Now, I've fallen in love with the Martha Stewart looms. They're great. And the thing is that's so neat about them is that you can do more than just squares with them. Now, one of the other things I really love about them too is that you can configure them in so many sizes, just huge, right down to tiny wee. Now, see all these triangles? These were all woven on the Martha Stewart looms. I just configured them in different sizes. And you can see here, this square is done with, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pegs on each side, and that gives you a triangle that is this size. I'm going to show you how to warp up, and then I'll come back and weave on this one. I'm going to show you on a small one so that it's really quick to warp up, so I can get this in under the 10 minutes that the YouTubes are supposed to be. Now, configure your loom, put together any size that you want as a square, and use your blue pegs or your gray ones along the sides. Now, put one pink peg up at the top corner and one pink peg down at the bottom corner. Now, normally I would start with a pink peg in this corner and I would put a slip knot on it. But I'm not going to do that with the while I'm warping up for the triangle. And the reason for that is because I'm going to be tugging down on this strand here, this first strand afterwards, and so I don't want it as a slip knot. Now you can see I'm just going up and down and up and down to the bottom of the loom. Now what I want to have, you can see on this square, I've already got a diagonal going from the pink peg to the pink peg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yarn around that last blue peg, and I'm going to take it up diagonally and around the pink one. I come back down to this, the lower left-hand corner, and I'm going to go just in and out and make a zigzag trail back to the beginning here. And I'm not going to cut the ball of yarn off yet because I'll wait until I've finished weaving the triangle to do that. Now, I'm going to show you how you weave your triangle. First of all, it's really important that you always start by weaving over 2 and then under 2 all the way across. Then you'll come out on top of your diagonal strands there. Now, what you're going to do is lift the first loop off. I'm just going to scoot everything to the side here and catch that first loop over your weaving hook, ease it through, and place it on the first peg on the lower right hand side of the loom. I'm weaving with a Tunisian hook. It's a size, it's a G, 4 millimeter. Now, next row, you're going to go under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, all the way across, and that brings you out again on top of your diagonal. Lift the next loop off, place it on your hook, and ease it through, and place it on the next peg. Squish your rows down. This time you go over, under, over, under, over, under, and that brings you out again on top of your diagonal. You always want to come out on top of your diagonal. And if you always start your first row by going over 2, then that will work out. If you accidentally start your row by going under 2 on the first row, you'll find that it messes up the count on your diagonal, and you'll get yourself all kind of wobbly-wobbly. It's not going to work for you. Now, you just keep working across. Whoops, I didn't pick up both strands there. This is hand spun that I'm working with here. You can do your triangles with any kind of yarn that you want, or t-shirt yarn or fabric strips, whatever you feel like you want to weave your triangles with. Having triangles is really, really helpful, because when you're designing and making different garments and accessories, sometimes you just need to have a filler triangle to make the shape of your garment or your accessory work out right. So 3 cheers for triangles. They are good. And we're just getting really close to the end here. And once we get to the very last loop, what happens is the very last one on the top there doesn't get woven under. It just gets plucked off and folded over the last loop. Now this is why I said don't tie it, because now I'm going to give that a little bit of a tug. I may need to tug it again afterwards. Now spin your loom around, pick up the first loop off your pink peg and take it over the next one. So you're going to chain down the side of your loom to give you a clean finish on the vertical side of your triangle. So you just keep lifting off and scooting it through the loop that's on the hook. Okay, we're just about at our last loop. Lift that last one off, bring it through, and now take the yarn end through that last loop. Check and see how is that. That's good. Now, I cut the yarn because I was wanting to warp up and show you how that goes, and so that's why I did cut the yarn for this one. Normally I wouldn't. Now, see how the hypotenuse of your triangle is kind of wobbly? Well, to get that sorted, you're going to ease down with, just tug very gently on that yarn end that came out of the hypotenuse. And now what you're going to do is you're going to chain across back over to your starting corner. So you take 2 loops, bring 1 over, and just keep lifting off and taking the hook loop over the peg loop until you work yourself all the way across. And hopefully I'm staying in screen here, trying to remind myself to do that, because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm almost at the corner, and now I'm going to take my hook through the last loop from the vertical side. You know, this was the vertical, this is the horizontal side that I'm working on. Okay, I'm going to I have a loop on the hook. I'm going to take it over that one, and I'm going to pull that strand through, and that finishes the edge nicely. If I need to, I will adjust the hypotenuse a little bit, and there you have it, a gorgeous triangle from the Martha Stewart loom. Is that neat or what? I'm going to be showing lots more of fun, neat things that you can be doing with the Martha Stewart looms. I've got some wonderful projects coming up to show you. So happy weaving, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now. This is Noreen from Crone-Findlay.com. Happy weaving, everyone.